What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the stream, guys. Appreciate you being here. As always, we got a four-game slate to talk about tonight. I think this will probably be our last four-game slate of the season. I think it's gonna be a bunch of two-game slates after this. As teams start to get eliminated, we're just gonna have less games each night, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's just what we have to deal with, in the playoffs. But I'm excited to break down this four-gamer with you guys. As always, for the next 30 minutes or so. Going to talk through the slate, answer any questions. I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts on the slate, where I'm kind of headed, who I like, and answer your questions as well. If you have any questions on the slate, just start throwing them in chat, and we'll just start talking through everything. See a lot of the members in chat. Patrick, want to shout you guys out. Lucius, I forgot how to say your name. I think it's just I forgot how you say your name, Lucy or whatever. But yeah, see you in here. Mark, what's up? Appreciate you guys being here as always. Last night might have been the worst I've ever done. It was one of my lineups out of 700 people or something like that. I was 695. Hey, don't feel bad, Chris, because I was at the very bottom last night as well. Just literally the worst possible scenario. I didn't play any in my DK lineup. I didn't have any exposure to the Portland and Denver game, and obviously that game went to double overtime. So I didn't have any exposure to that game. I knew my night was over after that. My lineup was terrible last night. It was terrible. I pulled it up on my phone just so I can read it out to you guys. 208.5 is what I scored on DK. Peyton Pritchard, Marcus Smart, LeBron, Tatum, Drummond, Chris Paul, Kuzma, KCP. Just ton of snowflakes. Terrible lineup. I stacked the game that was a 30-point blowout, and I didn't play any guys from the game that went to double overtime. So that should tell you all you need to know. What's up, Patrick? What's up, my man? I got Westbrook, Curry, Morant, Barrett, Tobias, Burks, Gafford, Dwight. What do you think? Westbrook, Curry, Morant, Barrett, Tobias, Burks, Gafford, Dwight. That looks solid for now. Dwight, I want to see what they do with the starting lineup. If Dwight starts, he's one of my favorite plays. If he comes off the bench, then I'm a bit worried about Dwight just because I don't exactly know how many minutes he plays off the bench. Probably like 20-ish, maybe. Last game they went with Mike Scott. Mike Scott started the second half in place of Dwight, or in place of Embiid. They didn't go with Dwight, so there's a good chance Mike Scott starts tonight. And if he does, we don't exactly know how many minutes Dwight's going to play, but he's minimum salary on Yahoo. So even if Dwight plays 18 minutes off the bench for minimum salary on Yahoo, he could still get there. And if he plays 25 minutes, he's probably going to be a guy you have to have. So I'm fine with Dwight. I would like him a lot more though if he winds up starting. What's up, Michael? What's up, my man? I got a Yahoo question. Do you think you can play Gafford and a $10 util like Lopez or Taj Gibson? If I was going to play a $10 guy on Yahoo, it would be Dwight Howard. So, yeah, you could play Gafford and Dwight Howard if you want to do that, Chris. Reggie Jackson in play tonight? I think, yeah, Reggie Jackson is firmly in play. I don't know if he's a top value for me. I probably prefer Batum. I like a lot for value. I like Gafford a lot for value. But yeah, Reggie Jackson's probably going to start, play 30 to 32 minutes. He hasn't been that productive, playing alongside Kawhi and PG, but obviously, it's tough to find value. I think Reggie Jackson's definitely viable today. If I was going to go to any of the guards from Portland, from the Clippers, it would probably be Reggie Jackson. I'd prefer Reggie Jackson over Rondo, over Patrick Beverley. Is Westbrook a good play tonight? He's a good play. It's just, a matter of if you can fit him into your lineup and the sacrifice you have to make to get Westbrook in. There's a lot of guys I like in the 8K, 9K range. I like, the two Sixers, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons. I like Donovan Mitchell. I think he's too cheap. I still like Kawhi a lot, even with his price coming up. There's a lot of good plays that are cheaper that I think, could put up a similar score to Westbrook. If Westbrook goes for 75, 80, he's probably going to be someone you have to have. But if Westbrook has a 65-point game, there's a good chance he doesn't make the optimal lineup. So I'm fine, just kind of avoiding Westbrook on the slate and just hoping that he doesn't go for 75. So, I'm playing 20 lineups on Yahoo. Westbrook's gonna be in some of my Yahoo lineups, but he's not going to be a guy I play a lot of. And on DK, I'm only playing one lineup on DK. I don't plan on having Westbrook. Had Harden one with Dame and another. Oh, that sucks. I've had nights like that where you have the players, but you don't have them all in the same lineup. I feel you there. 5 points away from a takedown yesterday, only if I'd switch KD for Jokic. KD for, yeah. Anytime a game goes to double overtime like last night, you're going to have, once that Denver-Portland game went to double overtime, I knew my night was over. especially after the Suns or the Lakers game got off to the start that it did. Is choosing Westbrook and Luka too risky for salary? I mean, if you're playing both those guys together, yeah, I probably wouldn't do that on this slate. There's just too many mid-range options I like a lot to where I'd be I don't think this is a slate where I'm jamming in Westbrook and Luka together. I would still go with Gafford, Chris. Like, I'd still play Gafford over Howard, but Howard will be a really good value if he does wind up starting. Any Rui interest tonight? Yeah, I think Rui's a really good option. He's going to play big minutes. He played like 42 minutes last game. I mean, we don't know what we're going to get production-wise from Rui. Like, I don't think he's going to put up 40 DK points again, but if he's going to play like 38 to 40 minutes, it's going to be hard for Rui to disappoint at 4,800. So, yeah, I like him a good amount for value. He's up there with Gafford and Batum in terms of like favorite values for me. Conley or Derrick Rose? I think I'd lean Derrick Rose, but that's definitely close. I think I'd lean Rose, though. Lou is cool. I got you. I don't know why I couldn't say that, but Lou, I got you. What game you fading today, if any? I mean, I don't think I'm fading any games. Like, if there's a team, though, that I don't really like, I think Dallas is, like, my least favorite team. You could play Luka on this slate, but I don't think I'm going to jam in Luka today. Like, there's too many other guys I prefer. I'm not playing any of the other Mavs, like Tim Hardaway or Josh Richardson or Brunson. Like, I'm not playing any of those guys today. I'm not fading any games, but I think the Mavs are a team I'm probably going to fade. Like, I don't plan on having any Mavs on this slate. Reggie Jackson or Ish Smith? I'd rather have Reggie Jackson. Any recommendations for small forward? If you're talking Draftkings, you can play Tobias Harris. I like him a lot. You can play Nicholas Batum, who I like a lot for value. I think DeAndre Hunter is still an okay value. He's busted the last few slates. He's been pretty popular, and he's kind of disappointed. People are not going to play DeAndre Hunter today. He's going to be super low owned. So I'm fine going back to him for cheap. He's going to play 35 minutes if it's a close game. So you could go to DeAndre Hunter. Batum, though, I'd probably feel better about. Batum and Tobias Harris, if you're talking DraftKings, like those are my favorite small forwards. Dwight or Batum, that's close for me. If Dwight starts, I might give the edge to him, but that's definitely close. I mean, I like both those guys a lot for value if Dwight winds up starting. If Dwight comes off the bench, then I would definitely prefer Batum. I fit Westbrook in on Yahoo, but I don't have the heavy Sixer hitters into my other lineups. Yeah, this definitely feels like a slate where you're going to want to have some Sixers in like every lineup. Like if you have lineups with no Sixers in them, it feels like you're kind of burning money, I'll be honest. There's a very good chance at least one of Tobias Harris or Ben Simmons has a big game for their price. And you could maybe see like Seth Curry or Danny Green, have a good game as well. Plus you have, Dwight Howard you could play for value if he starts. The Sixers are probably the most appealing team to target today. It's going to be tough to just full fade them. Which Philly guy do you like the most for GPPs? I mean, Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris are both going to be popular. I like both a lot. I think even tournaments, I think they're really good plays. So it'd be one of the two. I think Ben Simmons might be lower owned than Tobias Harris. So probably Ben Simmons, but they're both really good options. Westbrook was like 3 for 19 shooting and had a monster game, so I'm playing him tonight. I mean, yeah, he had like 21 rebounds, like 15 assists or something. That's what Westbrook can do. I mean, with Joel Embiid not, out there defending the paint, protecting the rim, it should be a lot easier for Westbrook to, grab rebounds. It's going to be a better matchup overall. The Philly defense isn't going to be as good with, Dwight or with Embiid off the floor. But Ben Simmons was in foul trouble last game. I don't know if Ben Simmons defends Westbrook, but we know Westbrook could put up a 40-point triple-double any night. And if he does that tonight, I mean, you're going to have him. But I think, for me personally, I'm just willing to bet that Westbrook has like 60, 65 DK points and doesn't wind up being someone you have to win. If he goes out there and puts up 80 tonight, then yeah, you're going to need him, and I'm probably going to lose in that case. Is Dwight a priority? I think he would only be a priority if he starts. If he comes off the bench, I don't think he's a priority for me. I played one lineup with Jokic, Dame, and Harden, but the rest wasn't good to get anything good. Yeah, that's the worst. I mean, I had I think one Yahoo lineup yesterday. I kind of stacked that Portland Denver game, but outside of the stack that I had, I mean, the rest of the lineup was pretty bad. It had like Peyton Pritchard, had like Marcus Smart, who was mediocre. Annoying. How you feeling on Luka tonight? Big game 5. I mean, for me personally, I don't think I'm playing Luka tonight. There's just too many other guys I prefer. I'd rather get up to Westbrook if I can. Luka doesn't. It seems like he's not fully healthy right now. Like he was holding his neck last game. He kind of seem a little, hobbled by that. I don't know if you really can factor that in or not. I mean, Luka I think is going to be low owned, so anytime you can get Luka low owned, it's appealing. But this doesn't feel like a slate where I'm jamming in Luka, me personally. Thoughts on John Morant? I have a good amount of interest in John Morant, more so on Yahoo than Draftkings. He's a little bit more affordable there. On Draftkings, I think I'd rather play Ben Simmons. I mean, I'd rather probably get up to Trae Young if I can. I like Derrick Rose for cheaper. But Morant's viable. Morant should be low owned if you want to go there in tournaments. Is center the position to pay down on Yahoo tonight? I mean, yeah, I like Daniel Gafford as a pay down option. If Dwight starts, I'm going to like him a lot for value. So I don't think you have to spend up for like Gobert or J-Val. If you're playing a lot of lineups, I would definitely have exposure to them. But if I'm playing one lineup on Yahoo, I'm probably going to spin down at center and go to Gafford or Dwight Howard. Or even both of them, I guess you could do. What's up, Noah? Thank you for all you do. I'm taking a gamble on Porzingis in one lineup and got Tobias, Batum, Rui, Gafford, all the rest of my lineups. Thoughts? I mean, I like all four of those guys. Tobias, Batum, Rui, Gafford. All those guys are in my player pool and, core options for me. And then Porzingis, I mean, yeah, Porzingis, he's a risky play right now. Like, we just haven't seen him play well at all, but that could flip at any moment. Like, Porzingis could put up 45, 50 tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised, but I would say Porzingis is a lot more risky than he has been in the past just because we haven't seen him play well at all in this series. But he should be low owned. I'm fine going him in tournaments. What about John Collins for a different look? I mean, I haven't played John Collins like this whole series. I haven't really been on him. Again, he's going to be another guy that's pretty low owned, but me personally, I don't think I'm going to have much John Collins tonight. Like, I'm playing 20 lineups on Yahoo. I don't even know if I'm going to play him in any of my 20 lineups. I might just full fade. I don't know. When the Hawks are fully healthy, I just feel like John Collins is just never a guy you have to have. Like, rarely does John Collins go out there and just break the slate. Now that I say that, he'll put up 50 tonight, but I don't think I'm going to go to John Collins. Green, Burks, or Jaren Jackson Jr., probably Triple J there. Westbrook, Clarkson, or Young, Beal on DK. Give me Young and Beal. What's up, Noah? What are your thoughts on playing Gafford, Dwight at center and paying up for Randall at power forward along with 76ers, both Simmons and Harris? I mean, I like that, Ethan, if you can make it work. I mean, that's a lot of salary you're allocating. But, yeah, if you can make that work, Gafford, Dwight, Randall, Simmons, Harris, I like all those guys. Like I said earlier, though, Dwight, he'll get a bump down if he doesn't start. But if he is starting, he'll be one of my favorite values for sure. For FanDuel, ignoring pricing, who do you think puts up more fantasy points, Danny Green or Rui? I'd probably give the edge to Rui. I think Rui plays more minutes. So, yeah, I'd probably give the edge to Rui there, Michael. Donovan Mitchell or Paul George? Give me Donovan Mitchell. It's close, but give me Mitchell. Is Maxey and Neto plays that will actually get minutes? I mean, Neto, I'm assuming, will start. With Davis Bertans done, for the season, I'm assuming Neto goes back to the starting lineup. So Neto should probably play like 25 to 30 minutes. Maxey, I mean, he should get like 15 to 20 minutes. He benefited last game from Ben Simmons getting in foul trouble, but with Embiid out, they're going to need some scoring, with the second unit, and Maxey is someone that can do that. So if I had to pick one of those guys, I mean, I feel better about Neto just because I think Neto plays more minutes, but Maxey's a better per-minute player. Both are viable. I think I'd go Neto, though, if I had to pick one, but it's definitely close. Best Nick other than Rose and Randall tonight? It's probably Barrett for me. If I had to pick any other Nick besides those two, it'd probably be Barrett. Batum, Gallo, or I'm guessing that's Rui. I'd probably go. It'd be between Batum or Batum or Rui for me. So probably Batum, but it's definitely close. Thoughts on Gallinari? Yeah, I know some people are probably going to be on Gallinari tonight. I mean, me personally, I don't think I'm going to play Gallo. Like, I haven't played him this whole series. And he's been okay these last few games. He was really good last game, had like 30 DK points. He's probably going to play like 24 to 25 minutes. I know one of these games he really benefited with John Collins getting in foul trouble. But yeah, you're probably going to get like 24, 25 minutes from Gallo. For 4,400, he's an okay value. Gallo doesn't feel like one of those guys that could put up like 40 and like break the slate. So I think I'm fine just kind of fading him and hope he just has like a 25-point game and just is mediocre. But again, value's tough to come by. If you want to play Gallo, if he fits, I'm fine with it. But like I'd rather play Batum, Rui, Gafford. Like I think those guys just give you maybe a little bit more upside, and they probably play some more minutes than Gallo will as well. Your thoughts: Simmons, Mitchell, Harris, Rui, Gafford, Reggie Jackson, Batum, Rose. Very solid, Patrick. I like that a lot. Very solid. What's up, everyone? Hit the like button. What's up, Robert? What's up, my man? Yeah, hit the like button, guys, if you haven't yet. Appreciate all you tuning in. As always, be sure to hit that like button. Harris or Randall? I mean, if you have the salary, I would play Randall, but when you factor in price, I think saving salary, dropping down to Harris probably makes more sense. I mean, Harris and Simmons are like two of the best plays tonight. And it seems like on these playoff slates, the best plays are just busting every night. So I'm sure Simmons and Harris are somehow going to bust tonight, but it's hard not to consider them, two of the best options on the slate. Morant, Mitchell, Curry, Kawhi, Batum, Kleber, Gafford, Simmons. Mitchell, Curry, Kawhi, Batum, Kleber. I mean, Kleber, like I never feel good about Kleber. If you could play someone else, like maybe, I'd probably rather play DeAndre Hunter over Kleber if I could. But the rest is good there. The rest is good. Dwight and Robin Lopez or Thibault and Rui. I'd probably go Dwight and Robin Lopez there. I mean, Thibault's just a guy I never play at all. I mean, he just has no upside. You need him to get like 3 blocks and 2 steals to get there because he's not going to do anything except, get defensive stats and maybe hit some threes. So I'd probably go Dwight and Robin Lopez. Brooks, Barrett, or Collins. Give me RJ Barrett. Ja or Randall. I'd probably give the edge to Julius Randle there. That's definitely close, but I think I prefer Randall. Thibault or Korkmaz asking for Showdown. For Showdown, I'd probably go Thibault. I think Thibault probably plays more minutes. So, again, he's not a great permanent player, but yeah, for Showdown, I'd probably take Thibault. Marcus Morris or Batum or both. I mean, you could play both, Owen, but I think if I had to pick one, I'd rather have Batum. I mean, Batum was on pace to play like 40 minutes last game. He played like 36 because of the blowout, but if they're going to play Batum 40 minutes, it's going to be hard for him to fail at 4,300. He's just so cheap today. Way cheaper than he should be. Can you fade the Clippers? Really liking Philly tonight. I mean, I don't think I'm going to fade the Clippers because I like Batum a lot. I like Kawhi at the top. I think Paul George is a solid option. Reggie Jackson's a solid option. So I don't see fading the Clippers. I guess if you're playing one lineup, you don't have to have any Clippers. But yeah, there's definitely guys I like from the Clippers. So no, I'm not going to fade them. Are Favors and Scott good plays? I mean, Derek Favors, if you're playing him, you basically just got to hope that like Gobert gets in foul trouble or something, which could happen, but I don't think I'd be playing Derek Favors today. Mike Scott, I mean, he might start. God knows how many minutes he's going to play. Like, he could play 20 minutes, he could play 30, he could play 35. Like, we don't really know. He's super cheap, so I guess if you want to punt with Mike Scott, that's fine, but he's another guy that, even though he's starting, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's a good value. Thoughts on Westbrook, Mitchell, Green, Triple J, Hachimura, Clarkson, Herter, Rondo? I mean, Clarkson, Herter, Rondo, I'm not a big fan of like any of those guys. I mean, Clarkson, I haven't been playing Clarkson this whole series. But maybe you could like get Batum in there and then maybe change some other spots. But Mitchell, Green, Triple J, Hachimura, I like those guys. Westbrook too. Mitchell, Brunson, or Ja, Allen. Give me Mitchell and Brunson, but that's close. What shooting guard are we looking at? I mean, if you're talking Draftkings, like you can play Derrick Rose at shooting guard. I have some interest in him. I like Donovan Mitchell a lot. I think Donovan Mitchell again is too cheap. For paydown options, Seth Curry, Reggie Jackson. I think those are the kind of guys I'm looking to for value at shooting guard. So yeah, probably like one of those 4 guys, depending on if you can spend up or you need to pay down. So would you rather play Barrett over John Collins? Yeah, I'd rather have Barrett over Collins. Last piece in, forward, 6,200 and under. Let's see. I'd probably take Barrett there. Give me RJ Barrett. Simmons, Allen, Harris, Randall, Gafford, Ja, Batum, Zubac. I mean, Zubac, like, God, I don't know how many minutes Zubac plays. He's coming off the bench now. So if he's coming off the bench, like, Zubac might only play 15 minutes. He played 18 last game. So Zubac's kind of risky, but the rest I'm fine with. Curry or Hunter for value? I mean, I feel better about Seth Curry, but I think both are solid values. But yeah, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go Seth Curry. Mitchell, Paul George or Morant. Give me Donovan Mitchell. Thibault and Maxey or George Hill and Robin Lopez. Ooh, I'm assuming that's for Showdown. God, probably George Hill and Lopez, but man, you're really scraping the barrel there. Probably George Hill and Lopez though. Simmons, Mitchell, Harris, Rui, Gafford, Ja, Batum, Josh Richardson. I mean, Josh Richardson's the one wild card there, Ryan. The rest I like though, but yeah, Josh Richardson, I mean, if you're playing him, you just got to hope that he gets like 15 or something. I mean, I don't even know how many minutes he's playing in this series. Let's see. I mean, yeah, you just got to hope that Josh Richardson can give you like 20 fantasy points in his 22 minutes that he plays. I'd probably play Rod Neto over Josh Richardson, honestly, if you could play him there. Kawhi or Randall? Give me Kawhi. Yeah, see, Mark, yes, same question. I prefer Kawhi. I mean, I think playoff Kawhi is just, so consistent. He's going to give you 45, 50 at a minimum if it's a close game. And even if it's a blowout. And if it's a close game and Kawhi plays like 42 minutes, he's probably going to put up 55, 60. So Kawhi just feels so safe right now with upside too. So, yeah, I like Kawhi there. Westbrook, Neto, Harris, Hachimura, Gafford, Simmons, Batum, Jackson. That's pretty solid, Bill. I think that's fine. Where do you rank Young in point guards? I mean, when you factor in the whole position, like I really like Ben Simmons. I like Derrick Rose still. He probably would be like my third or fourth favorite point guard, definitely behind Simmons, behind Rose, and probably behind Ja, but that would be close. Westbrook and George Hill or Beal and Dwight? Probably Westbrook and George Hill. But if Dwight starts, then I might lean with the second. What's up, DD? What's up, my man? Last one in on DK at utility, 5,100 and under. Let's see. Or under 5,100. Under 5,100, I probably would say either Rui, Seth Curry, Gafford, like one of those guys if you don't have them already. Probably Gafford if you don't have him. What do you think about Boban? I know Boban got on the floor. I think it was last game he played, or it might have been the game before that. I can't remember. Yeah, Boban played 15 minutes last game. It was the first time he's played the whole series. I mean, I have no idea how many minutes Boban plays today, or even if he even plays at all. So I don't see any reason to play Boban unless you're just playing like a super large field GPP or like the 2-game night slate or something. I don't see any reason to play Boban. I mean, he could play 15 minutes again and give you 20 fantasy points, but he could also get a DMP. We just don't really know. Kawhi feels like a scary fade. I mean, yeah, Kawhi's been really good. His prices come up now to where a point, like I don't think he's a guy you have to play now that he's 9,600, but yeah, Kawhi's been good. I mean, if you faded him when he was 8K, I mean, you were just burning your money at that point. But now that he's 9,600, he's not like a must play, I don't think. He's still one of my favorite studs, though, for sure. Gallo or Nick Batum? Definitely give me Batum. I mean, Batum's going to be more popular, but Batum just is a better play, in my opinion, and is going to play way more minutes. Conley, Neto, Leonard, Morris, Gafford, Simmons, Hardaway, Brooks. I mean, Hardaway, like, I'm not a big fan of Hardaway personally, but the rest looks good. T-Money. Thoughts on Stephen Curry? Mitchell or Simmons? I prefer Ben Simmons, but I think both are good options. But I prefer Ben Simmons. Does D Rose really get there at $7,300 price tag? I mean, if it's a close game, Derrick Rose is going to play like 40 minutes. So he should average a fantasy point per minute. On average, he's probably going to give you 40 Draftkings points if he has, if he averages a fantasy point per minute in the 38, 40 minutes that he plays. And he could obviously get you more than that. So even at 7,300, even with the price up, I still like Derrick Rose a lot. What do you think of this? Simmons, Mitchell, Batum, Harris, Gafford, Rose, Rui, Reggie Jackson. Very solid, Brandon. I think somebody in chat already put that lineup out there. But yeah, that's very solid. Kawhi's going crazy tonight now, though. It's not too many studs to play on this slate. I mean, it depends on what you consider studs, but there's a lot of guys to pay up for like 8K and above. There's a ton of options. But yeah, Kawhi is one of my favorites for sure if I can fit him. What's up, June? What's up, man? J-Val, Brooks, or Gobert? It'd be between J-Val or Gobert for me. J-Val's been pretty bad so far in this series, but I'm still willing to bet that at some point he has a big game. But he's playing a ton of minutes, and when J-Val gets minutes, he can produce. So I'd probably go J-Val there. Would you lean towards Thibault or Korkmaz as a value on Philly? I mean, I don't think those guys really have any value today. Even with Embiid out, I mean, those guys don't really benefit, I'll be honest. And their minutes really aren't going to change. Embiid being out benefits Tobias Harris. It benefits Ben Simmons. Maybe it gets a small bump for Danny Green and Seth Curry. Obviously, Dwight will play some more, but I don't see any reason to go to those guys. Playing any Memphis guys? On Draftkings, I don't think I have any Memphis guys in my DK lineup, but on Yahoo, I'm playing 20 lineups on Yahoo. I'm for sure going to have Ja in some lineups. Probably going to have some J-Val as well. I don't know about too much after that, though. Definitely Ja and J-Val will be in my player pool. D-Rose was tired the last game. He started that way. He was sitting out the last couple of minutes. Yeah, I saw he was sitting out the last few minutes, which I guess is somewhat concerning. But, I mean, it's an elimination game. Derrick Rose is going to be out there in crunch time, I would assume. So, and I assume he plays close to 40 minutes if it's a close game. Any world where Porzingis actually shows up, he should be a 6K player right now. I mean, with how he's been performing, yeah, he probably should be. But like I said earlier, I mean, Porzingis could flip a switch and put up a big game any night. I'm still not going to play him. And if he goes out there and has a big game, then so be it. But, yeah, I mean, Porzingis, he's just it's tough to roster him right now. I mean, I hate to, fall into recency bias, but Porzingis hasn't looked good for weeks now. Even in the regular season, he really wasn't producing that well. Do we know ownership? I mean, me personally, Dicey, I don't look at ownership projections. I don't pay for ownership projections. I mean, you can pay for those yourself if you want to. I've been playing DFS long enough. I kind of know who's going to be popular, who's not going to be. So, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons will be very popular, but for good reason. Batum will probably be a popular value, but, for good reason. He's playing massive minutes. There's some guys I like for cheap that won't be as popular, like DeAndre Hunter I still like, and I don't think he's going to get much ownership. I'm fading the Knicks and Mavs today. How about you? I mean, the Mavs are not a team I really like. If I were to play any Mav, it would be Luka, but I don't even think I'm playing Luka on this slate. And then the Knicks, I mean, there's some guys I like on the Knicks. I still like Julius Randle. I still have some interest in Derrick Rose as well. Barrett, I think, is an okay play. But, okay, Rob Neto starting for Davis Bertans. Yeah, that's not surprising. But the Mavs are probably my least favorite team on the slate, I'll be honest. 3 Philly guys, okay. I'm totally fine with that. I mean, hell, I could see lineups playing 4 Sixers on this slate. I'm pretty sure I have some Yahoo lineups with 4 Sixers. If you had to pick between Harris and Simmons, who would it be? I think probably, God, it's so close, Liam. I mean, I really don't know. I think they both project super similarly. I'm trying to think, position-wise, if I wasn't going to pay up for Simmons, what other guards could I play? There's a lot of guards, so probably it would be Harris. I mean, forward's not as deep as guard, so if I had to pick one, it might be Harris. But honestly, it's a coin flip. I think you just play both. Hunter, Rondo, or Brunson for $12 on Yahoo. Give me Hunter. Give me DeAndre Hunter. Is playing opposing power forwards from the same game not advised? For example, Kleber and Batum. That doesn't matter, Robert. That has no effect on anything. The only thing that maybe you couldn't do would be play maybe 2 centers from the same game, but even then you could still do that. The only way those negatively correlate is just because centers rebound a lot, so one guy can't get all the rebounds. I mean, but yeah, you can play 2 guards from the same game, 2 centers, it doesn't matter. Especially on a short slate like this. Jaren Jackson Jr., Clarkson, or Bojan. For the salary, I mean, when you factor in price, I'd rather have Triple J. Do you think Lopez will pay off the 3,100? I mean, he kind of benefited last game with Gafford getting in early foul trouble, and Lopez, subbed in early for Gafford. My best guess is that Gafford plays 25 to 28 minutes, and Lopez probably plays 18 to 22. So yeah, if Lopez gets like 20 minutes, for 3,100, he could be a fine value. But Robin Lopez just doesn't, even at 3,100, is not going to feel like a guy that you have to roster. If Robin Lopez goes out there and puts up 20 DK points in 20 minutes, he'll be a good value, but still very unlikely that he, is in the optimal lineup. Me personally, I'm not playing Robin Lopez. He's not in my player pool. Neto, Morant, or Reggie, D Rose. Give me Reggie and D Rose there. Almost pivoted to Jokic and Dame last night and instead went more balanced and Laker value. Yeah, I made the exact same mistake. I mean, I played a ton of Lakers. I played a couple Suns. Pretty much I stacked the game that you didn't want to stack. So, terrible night for me last night. Eating that Neto chalk. I mean, I don't think Neto's going to be chalky. He's not going to be like 50% owned. He'll probably be like 20 to 30%. He's super cheap, 3,300. On Draftkings, I'm fine playing Neto just because if you need a punt value, he's going to start, probably get 25 to 30 minutes. He could score 15 DK points in 30 minutes, but for 3,300, it's okay. I'm fine with Neto. But he's not like a free square or anything. He's not a guy I'm starting my lineup with. Rose or Conley? I'd probably go Derrick Rose there. Luka or Russ? Give me Russ. Who do you think will score more fantasy points, Jackson or Gafford? I'd probably go Daniel Gafford there. All right, I'm going to answer this last question from Ryan. Any RJ Barrett? Yeah, we've talked about Barrett. I think Barrett is a fine last piece in. If he fits to your lineup, I'm fine playing him. But Barrett's not a guy I'm really starting my lineups with. He's going to play big minutes. He's probably going to score 35 DK points. Doesn't really feel like a guy you have to roster at his price, but still a solid option. He's more of a last piece in, though, for me. But I'm going to wrap up the stream here, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. As always, I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. Hopefully, I was able to answer everyone's questions. I know when people start flowing in, it gets tough to answer everyone's questions, but I try and do my best. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, though, be sure to hit that like button before you do get out of here. Don't know yet if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I don't know how many games there are tomorrow, to be honest with you. I'm going to check that real quick, see how many games there are tomorrow. I think there might only be one game tomorrow, maybe two. Okay, so there's 2 games tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow, guys, especially because I might be away from my computer in the afternoon. But I do wish you guys the best of luck. I hope you did enjoy the stream. Hopefully I was able to answer your questions. Good luck tonight, guys. If I don't take down a tournament, hope one of you guys do. All right, good luck, fellas. Good luck tonight.